Alright, today is my 20-week bump date, even though I'm 20 weeks one day today. But this has just been the most exciting week so far because we found out on Saturday that our baby is a girl, which I'm sure most of you have already seen my video, my gender reveal video. If not, go check it out. I'll link it down below. But we had a gender reveal party and it was beautiful and perfect, and my friends did such a good job with it. It was absolutely amazing. We had a ton of people here. It was so much fun. So we found out that we're having a girl and I was completely shocked because I don't think I was expecting, even though my initial thought was girl and I had so many things pointing towards girl, but I think it was one of those things, maybe I didn't want to get my hopes up. And I didn't want to get my hopes up either way. So anyway, I wasn't expecting that. I was so excited. And then James, when we went to the ultrasound, he thought that he heard the ultrasound tech slip up and say he. So he thought it was a boy. So he was just dumbfounded that there was pink confetti going everywhere. And I think he's still in shock. I think he's still recovering from this because he's in a lot of trouble and he knows it because he can't say no to me. So Lord help him with our daughter because he will never be able to say no. Yes, so she is a girl, and it's insane that A, we're having a girl, and B, that I can refer to her as a girl, and this whole thing is just mind-boggling to me. But we also do have a name for her. Her name is going to be Ellie Reagan, and Ellie is a name that I've wanted forever, as long as I can ever remember thinking of baby names. So in high school, I guess. I love the name Ellie. It's one of those names that I've never met anybody named Ellie that I didn't like. Everybody always seems so sweet and kind if their name is Ellie. And then Reagan, James and I went through a lot of names trying to come up with a middle name. And he was way over here and I was way over here on things, but we finally agreed on Reagan. And so we're really excited that not only do we have a gender, but we also have a name to go with our baby. And it's also crazy because we are over halfway now, because I'll probably have to have my C-section at 39 weeks, meaning that we're more than halfway done and we're more than halfway to meeting our little girl. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let me go on into some symptoms for this week, and then at the end, I'm gonna go into the old wives' tales gender stuff to say what was very accurate to me having a girl. Okay, so as far as symptoms this week, I actually had morning sickness again towards the beginning of this week, which what the heck, I don't know. But it lasted a couple days and then it went away. I don't know, guys. I just think that I'm gonna have random morning sickness throughout this entire pregnancy, which is fine. I need sweets. This past week particularly, I need them. Which is good because we had our party and we had lots of sweets. We had cookies and cake and all sorts of delicious things, and I made, we had a bunch of people staying with us, so I was making desserts and, oh my gosh, so many sweets. I'm gonna gain so much weight. Also, another thing I've learned this week is that I can't handle stress for crap when I'm pregnant, especially this time around, because just getting ready for the party and having company, I was freaking out. And unfortunately, that was mostly directed at James, even though he didn't do anything wrong, but he was just there and he got the brunt of my anger, stress, whatever it was. And yeah, poor James. But yeah, I just can't handle stress well when I'm pregnant, clearly. I was legitimately freaking out. Okay, so this time around, my face has been a lot more clear than it was with Jonathan, which I think is the opposite of the old wives' tale. I'm pretty sure they say that when you have more acne and stuff, that means it's a girl. But this time around, my face is actually clear, so that's nice. Another weird thing is that my boobs are already getting a lot bigger, whereas when I was pregnant with Jonathan, they really didn't until after I had him and my milk came in. They really didn't change much at all throughout the pregnancy, so I'm liking that. I'm okay with this. So now let's go on into some of the old wives' tales gender predictions, and which ones were accurate for us this time. So the first thing was the heart rate. They say if it's under 140, it's a boy. If it's over 140, it's a girl. And hers was always like, literally every time was like right at 150. And that's been very consistent. So that's been pretty neat. So that was accurate. I have been telling everybody that I feel like this baby's higher because I already have feet in my ribs, and everybody's like, oh, you're just saying that because you want a girl. And I'm like, I never said I wanted, like, I just wanted a healthy baby, but it was the fact that I already felt feet in my ribs, and just like looking at me, I can tell that my bump is higher. And that, the old wives' tale is that if you have a higher belly, and I think more rounded or something, it's a girl. And if it's lower and more pointed or something, it's a boy. And my belly definitely looks different between these two pregnancies. Like I said earlier, I've been craving sweets this time around, whereas with Jonathan, I was not. I actually really disliked them for the most part, except for every once in a while I'd crave something random that was sweet. And then I liked ice cream all the time. But this time, like, I want sweets. I've definitely been extra moody this pregnancy than I was with Jonathan. You know, I didn't want to say that it's because it's a girl, because like it's a lot harder this time around because I'm a mom to a toddler, and that's challenging. So my patience is already worn thin a lot of the time. But I do think in general I'm a lot more moody this time around. The Chinese gender calendar, or whatever it was, that said, well, I did two different ones. One, it has to go by your lunar age. So I don't know which one was the accurate one, but I'm pretty sure the one that did the lunar age, my lunar age, said girl. Another thing that was accurate was the more morning sickness. I definitely had it a lot worse this time around, and it was a girl. And then the last thing, which I don't know if this was so much an old wives' tale, but something that I wanted to add. You know, there's a lot of people that talk about the Shettles Method, and if you don't know what the Shettles Method is, you can look it up, and I'll put the name of it down in the description box, but it's basically a method on how to get a boy or how to get a girl. And what's so funny about it, because my mom swore by it because it worked for her every time. And, you know, we weren't trying for anything in particular. Literally every time we get pregnant, it's just a matter of like when James is home and when he isn't. But it's funny because when we got pregnant with Jonathan, we had followed the Shettles Method perfectly for a boy. Unintentionally, it just happened like that. And this time we had followed it perfectly for a girl. Again, unintentionally, because he had to leave. So it was just, it's funny that it actually both times worked perfectly how it was supposed to, according to the method. So if that's something that you guys are interested in, you should look into it. I think, and you know, I tried to tell a friend about it because they really wanted to have a boy, and you know, she's like, well, it didn't work. But I think the biggest issue is that people don't understand that once you get a positive ovulation test, you might not ovulate for up to 48 hours. So I think people would normally think that when they get that positive ovulation test, they're ovulating that day, and that's not necessarily the case. So that's what can throw off the Shettles Method. You have to literally know the day you ovulate. But it, you know, it's interesting. It worked for us. That doesn't necessarily mean it works, but it's just something to try if you feel like it, because why not? Yeah, guys, that's pretty much it as far as, you know, symptoms and things like that go. And I'm just so excited that we know that she's a she and we're gonna have a girl, and I'm just like, I can't even believe it. I was walking around Target today looking at all the pink things, and I have a lot to learn because I was never a girly girl. I will never be a girly girl, and I grew up with two boys. I have brothers. Obviously now I have a son and I have a husband, and it's a whole different world. So I'm going to have to learn the ruffles and the bows and the sparkle and the tutus and all these things that I know nothing about. So it'll be fun. It'll be a new learning experience, and I'm really excited. A little overwhelmed, but very excited. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for 20 weeks. I will go ahead and show you my belly. guys, well that's it for 20 weeks. I hope you enjoyed my video, and I just thank you guys for all the congratulations and the excitement that you shared with us on our last video. I haven't commented back yet, but I have read everything, so thank you guys for just coming along with us on this journey and being excited with us and all of that. It's been really fun to share it with you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this. I'm thinking about you, I'm praying for you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.